Hey y'all, it's your girl King Paige here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about two true crime cases that involve catfishing. If you don't know what catfishing is, it's basically when someone takes a photo of someone else and use it as their own and pretend to be them. They either do it to try to get someone's attention that they like, or to bully people online, or whatever craziness, but that's what catfishing is. So get your snacks, get your drink, and enjoy the video. The first story we're going to talk about is Jenelle Potter and how she got two innocent people killed with her catfishing. Now, I couldn't find where Jenelle and her family originated from, but they moved to Mountain City, Tennessee when Jenelle, I guess, was in her late or mid to late teens. Now, they said that Jenelle had a very sheltered life and she was socially awkward and she had like type 1 diabetes, and her family, kept her very sheltered. Like, they always had an eye on her. Now, they said that Jenelle was like always on the internet, and I guess because she couldn't really, she didn't really have a social life in the real world, so she got her social life through the internet. And her family always monitored her, her Facebook activity and all that type of stuff. Now, one day when Jenelle was going to the pharmacy to pick up medications and stuff, she met a pharmacy clerk named Tracy Greenway. Now, Tracy said that she befriended Jenelle because she really felt bad because Jenelle had no friends, no social life, and she saw that she was lonely, so she was like, hey, I'll be your friend then. Now, through Tracy, Jenelle met her brother, Billy Payne. And they said that Jenelle was like madly in love with him, but Tracy said she couldn't see it. She was like, I don't think that's true. Now, eventually, Jenelle met Tracy's cousin, Jamie Curd, and her and Jamie became an item. Now, it's said that Jenelle kept this relationship a secret from her parents because they were, always watching her and keeping an eye on her closely. She just wanted a little bit of normalcy, and she didn't let them in on her relationship. Jamie, he was a computer nerd, and his excuse of going to Janelle's house all the time was to fix the computer. So that's when they were able to have their like alone time and stuff. Now, right when Jenelle was becoming really popular on social media, she started to randomly get attacked by these anonymous comments all on her Facebook wall, talking about her looks and talking about how they wish she could be sexually harmed, and just ugliness, just a bunch of ugliness, right? Now, eventually, Jenelle said that the person behind these attacks was Billy Payne's girlfriend, Billie Jean. So yeah, we got two Billies here. So Billie Jean was accused of attacking Jenelle because she was jealous of Jenelle's looks, apparently. Which, a lot of people didn't believe that. They was just like, this is out of character for her. I don't see that. This is weird. And since a lot of people knew that Jenelle was actually in love with Billy Payne, they, they were just like, something's off here, but okay. Now, because of these accusations that Jenelle was throwing at Billie Jean and Billy Payne both went on social media and was fighting with Jenelle all on the Facebook wall and everything, Facebook comments and all that stuff. And eventually, Janelle's boyfriend, Jamie, which is the cousin of Billy Payne, took Jenelle and her family side and went off on his cousins, and eventually they all deleted each other. Now, on January 31st, 2012, Billy Payne and Billie Jean were both found murdered in their home. They said that Billy Payne's body was in the bed and he had his throat slash and a gunshot wound to his face. And Billie Jean had a gunshot wound to her face, and in her arms was her 7-month-old son. Thankfully, the son was not harmed. He was healthy and fine and nothing was wrong with him, thank God. But Billy and Billie Jean were both dead. Immediately, police investigated Jenelle and her family and her boyfriend Jamie because of the feud they were having on social media. So when they were questioning them, they noticed that Jenelle had kept her relationship with Jamie a secret from her parents. And because of this, they went and took Jamie into custody and did the little lie detector test. On the test, it showed that he was lying about not knowing who the killers were that killed his cousin and his cousin's girlfriend. Now, when police questioned Jamie and asked him, what happened and what is going on, he asked him a weird question like, is the CIA agent here? And apparently, Jamie was texting a CIA agent this whole time named Chris. No last name, just Chris. The CIA agent, Chris, was texting Jamie and telling him that it is his job to protect Jenelle at all costs and that they need to make sure she is protected because apparently Jamie was paranoid and she thought that someone was going to murder her. Now, after being interrogated for 6 whole hours, Jamie finally broke down and told police that Jenelle's father was the one that murdered his cousin and his cousin's girlfriend. After this, police asked Jamie to go and wire it up and talk to Buddy and get him to confess to the murders. Now, this plan worked, and in February 2012, police went in and arrested Buddy. Now, people said it was hard for them to believe that Buddy did this because he was always on medication. He was pretty sickly. Like, he always needed to be on a breath ventilation, and he, would take a bunch of meds. So it was hard to believe that this type of man would just go and kill 2 people like this. When they took him in for questioning, Buddy admitted to killing Billie Jean and Billy Payne. And he said that ever since this whole thing started, they were threatening to chop off Jenelle's head and take her away and murder him and his wife, and he was just sick of it all. So he got rid of them. Now, after this, police got a search warrant to search the Potter's home. And when they got there, they said that they saw Barbara was tearing up photos of Jenelle and the 2 victims, and that she was like getting rid of documents. They also saw that they were putting documents in bags and putting them in their trunk. So after seeing all this, police confiscated 51 items from their home. The computers, photos, everything, and all the stuff they were trying to get rid of. Now, they said they couldn't find the murder weapon at their home that matched with, the bullet ballistics and the knife that they used on the victims. But what they did find was messages going back and forth from the CIA agent Chris to Barbara and Chris to Buddy, and none to Jenelle, I believe. I think some to Chris and Jamie, which is Jenelle's boyfriend. Now, in these messages, they were all saying basically that Jenelle was in danger and that he was watching what was going on her Facebook and that people were threatening her life and they had to do something about it and they had to protect her. Like, it's a dire situation here. Like, she's the golden child and she's in big, big, big danger. Now, they said that Chris never gave them his full identity because he was a CIA agent. He had to keep it a secret or, he'll get killed maybe. But police found that the IP address that this CIA agent Chris was using was the same IP address located at the Potter's home. So it is to believe that Jenelle was actually sending all these emails and messages to her family. They also found messages from Jenelle and Jamie on the day of the murder, and she was basically, giving off information, and basically she's part of it. She's part of this whole thing. So Jenelle basically tricked her parents and her boyfriend into helping, get rid of Billy Payne and Billie Jean because she was in love with Billy Payne and she hated that Billie Jean had him. The case is just mind-boggling. So in October 2013, Buddy is found guilty of both the murders and is now serving 2 life sentences. Jamie Curd struck up a deal where he only has to serve 25 years. And then in July of 2015, Jenelle and her mother Barbara are both sentenced to life in prison. That is story number 1. That is Jenelle Potter and how she catfished her whole family into murdering 2 innocent people. Yeah, I don't know how she could have thought that that was like gonna work. I don't know. This whole thing just didn't make sense. Like, I just don't understand. All because she couldn't have a dude. And then for her to pretend to be a CIA agent, it's just wild. But on to story number 2. The second story, we're going to talk about an aunt catfishing her niece and how she discovered an evil little plot her niece was cooking up. Now, in Toulouse, Alabama, 19-year-old Marissa Williams moves in with her aunt Patra Williams. Now, Patra and her niece Marissa had a really bad relationship. Like, they was always fighting. It was like oil and water with them. Now, you have Patra over here trying to raise Marissa and do right by her and just be a good aunt. And then Marissa is just partying, drinking, and maybe doing drugs. I'm not 100% sure. And always bringing the boys home when Patra was at work. Like, there was many times that Patra would come home and she would have to kick a boy out and it'll start a whole, fight. Now, Petra decides to create a fake Facebook account to catfish her niece. Now, with this Facebook account, she pretended to be a boy named Trey. With this whole plan she had, she wanted to try to get her niece to open up to her and talk to Trey to see what she could do to change and, just understand what her niece is going through and, like, what she needs and why she acting like this. Like, she's just trying to understand. Eventually, Marissa completely opens up to Trey. Now, there was one situation where Marissa told Trey that if he gave her $50, that she would meet up with him and have sex with him, and she was going to use that $50 to pay her phone bill, apparently. So yeah, Marissa, I won't say she was wild. Well, she was just wild. After weeks of talking with Trey, Marissa wanted to meet up with him eventually. Like, she's like, all right, we did all this talking. I like you. You like me. Let's meet up. Let's kick it. So when Marissa asked her aunt, could she go out to meet up with friends and stuff, immediately her aunt shut that stuff down. She said no. Her aunt Patra was like, no, you cannot go out. You're staying in for the night, and that's that. Now, because of this set Marissa off. She started messaging Trey saying how she hated her family, she hated her life, she hated her aunt. She couldn't believe her aunt would, like, not let her live her life how she wants to live it, and she's always trying to control her, and she just couldn't do anything. The normal stuff a teenage will rant about on the internet with their friends when they don't get their way. But what was not normal was eventually Marissa told Trey that she wanted him to murder her family. And when her aunt read this, she immediately freaked out. She was like, are you sure you want to murder your family? Like, are you positive this is what you want to do? And Marissa said, yes, this is what I want to do. I want you to kill everyone, including the dog. And then I can live my life how I want to live it. Now, after reading all this, her aunt immediately called the police, and police came, arrested Marissa. They put her on a $30,000 bond, and she told police that she didn't actually want to get anyone hurt or killed. She didn't even know that Trey was her aunt, and she was really shocked about it. And, her aunt Patra was really hurt. She was like, the only reason why she did what she did was because she wanted to teach her niece the dangers of meeting strangers online. And I don't know. This situation's finicky to me because it's like, I guess I wouldn't have gone about it that way, but it's almost, she was just like, what else could you do? Because, her niece was just inviting strangers to the home and having sex with them and stuff like that. I don't know how I would have done it. I don't think I would have done it like that. I don't know. But in the end, though, Marissa escaped custody. I don't know how she did that. I have no details on that. Of course, I have no details on that because I guess the police don't want to say how they messed that one up. So she's just out there right now as we speak because I have found nothing that says that they found her and arrested her and now she's in jail or prison. I have found nothing. So she's just out here. She's just out here running wild. Yeah, that is the last catfish story. That is both catfish stories. Comment below what you thought on both cases. Do you think the aunt could have did something differently with her niece? And what do you think about that first case? Like, can you believe sis really thought she can get away with being a CIA agent? Like, that was wild. Don't forget to stab that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe today. And don't forget to share this with your family and friends who enjoy true crime just as much as you do. Alrighty, I'll see y'all guys in the next video. Bye.